A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
Welcome to the Greater Milwaukee Metro. It's not the first time we've been here in channel history, but it's the first time that we're going in circles rather than going in eights. Welcome to Slinger Super Speedway. It is time for the Venom All-Star Open for season number 10. And the world's fastest quarter mile, 33 degrees of banking. And as of right now, we've got 9 drivers going for 3 spots in tonight's All-Star race. So welcome aboard the Venom Truck Series train here on Turn 200. It's Tommy Cook and it's Matt Williamson, partner. This is shaping up to be quite the spectacle, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a far cry from where we've been in seasons past for the All-Star race. It was proposed at one point before. I think it might have even been scheduled at one point. And then decided to go a different route. But tonight is the night. We have finally made it happen. This is going to be something, especially the All-Star Open, where we'll talk about it more later. But there is no damage in the open race, so this could get very interesting.
It will definitely get very interesting. Again, 3 spots for drivers to qualify in. The leader at lap 33 and the leader at lap 66 will be retired early from the Open and will transfer into the main event. And the leader, after all 100 laps are complete this evening, will make up the third and final race in. However, there is a driver that is locked in no matter what that doesn't know it yet. And we'll go on down the list after that, depending on who is here and the amount of votes that they've got. We've got a list. It's a little long. There were a couple of ties in there that have been broken, so we know the chain of command here in about 2 minutes' time when we turn these drivers loose for the Open. Talking about this track, of course, the only time that we've ever had it on the channel before this was in the RAL Figure 8 Frenzy. So not quite doing that here tonight, although we'll see a similar level of chaos and carnage, I would imagine. But, I mean, the track proper is really something, especially for NASCAR trucks. It's going to be quite wild.
Yeah, it definitely is. I do have to preface this with the setup you would not think would be very good for the trucks at this racetrack. Honestly, it's pretty solid compared to what I was expecting it to be. So, I mean, it's one thing to be able to run solid laps by yourself with a decent setup. Completely different to run solid laps right next to other drivers with that same setup. So that is going to be interesting. I will note that the top line, very difficult to run. I think it's going to be a bottom feeder track. We're going to see a lot of rooting up out of the way, if I had to guess.
We definitely are, and now we're going to advance a minute early to get these drivers on the starting grid and ready to go for the All-Star Open. And this is how they have qualified here at the Slinger Super Speedway. Austin Holyfield will take the pole. Jack Watts will line up to his outside. Row 2 will be Paul Ellison on the inside of Corey Rutherford. Joshua Rutherford on the inside of row number 3 with Gary Clark to his outside. Tyler Berger and Kyle Zittel. Midwesterners back there on row number 4. One driver, or one paint scheme in particular, will probably stand out more than the rest out on the track here this evening. Brian Mitchell there will make up the 9th and final starter here at Slinger. We'll talk more about a couple of the special paints in the field here this evening. Well, I guess once we get to the actual All-Star race proper, there will be a couple more of them out on the track. But regardless, it looks to be a beautiful day out there in Wisconsin. What do we got for the race fans out here in terms of what is about to happen rules-wise, anyway?
Yeah, well, we'll take a. I do want to mention first that it's only your top 9 that are starting here. It shows other drivers that were practicing in the session. Those drivers have already made it into the All-Star race based on multiple different categories. It's just the top 9 taking the grid here for the open race. Let's go ahead and take a look at weather conditions. 94 degrees is the track temperature right now. Pretty cloudy. 73 degrees is your ambient temperature. We have 100 laps for the open race here tonight. The proceedings here, we are going to have 3 different stages. The winner of each stage will go on to the proper All-Star race. I can't remember the laps exactly. I want to say it's 33, 66, and 100, I do believe. The finish of the race would be 100. So those 3 winners will make it automatically into the All-Star race. And then there was a fan vote as well. So the top driver in the fan vote that does not race their way in will also be granted admission into the All-Star race right after these proceedings. So 4 drivers will be added to the list of drivers here for the big feature coming up in just a little bit.
So the top 16 drivers in the All-Star race have already had their starting positions determined, so we don't have to qualify a little bit later. And these final 4 will tack on to the end of the starting lineup. We'll give you more on the field here in about 100 laps time as the green flag is out at Slinger Super Speedway. The All-Star Open is underway.
Oh, Watts already into the wall.
Watts into the wall. Damage is off, by the way.
Oh,
as Watts
boy.
is on the track and turns Ellison up. Sketchy start, to say the least. Watts, we were talking about it earlier. Once you get these rear tires hot, they are going to be uncooperative. Watts will have to try and find a way to cool the rear tires. And caution is, I think that one is going to be manually thrown just to try and get this field back together a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Ellison really went for a ride there. He'll be glad to be able to tack on to the end of the field here for the next. I didn't think caution laps were going to count, but it does appear that they are.
Yes, so they are counting. They were not supposed to, but they messed it up.
Okay. Well, that's an easy one to overlook, I suppose.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, they're going to probably look to get everybody together here pretty quick and then maybe wave the green flag as quickly as possible here. So, but you are correct that when I was practicing, it's honestly pretty good until you break it loose once. Once you break it loose and you heat those tires up in the back, it gets really loose on basically at every corner, and you have to try and cool them down a little bit, which is not easy when you are going in a quarter-mile circle on this high of banking. That is nearly impossible. So drivers in this format probably not going to be too worried about that. However, once we get to the actual All-Star race, might look a little different.
Well, the field was trying to get doubled up there, and they just completely missed the assignment, unfortunately. Corey Rutherford going to sneak out to the lead here on the restart. And he'll go straight to the bottom. The top is tricky. The middle is maybe where you're going to make some hay here as the run goes along. But everybody single file around the bottom for now. As we're chasing lap 33 to qualify our first open driver. Lap number 9 on the board already. They're going to tick by in a hurry under green.
Holyfield kind of working a couple of different lines here, trying to... Whoa! He gets a little bit loose there. He got underneath the Rutherford for a moment.
Those two make a little contact. Rutherford lucky to keep the truck underneath of him there, as that was right on the quarter panel. But no harm, no foul. Here's a move underneath. Teammates side by side. Paul Ellison, Kyle Zittel. Zittel rocking the Pride of Wisconsin paint scheme as Jack Watts will go sideways behind. Half Kawicki, half Kenseth. 100% spotted cow Wisconsin cheese curd mania right there. Austin Holyfield is beating the door back down of Rutherford here.
Yeah, I mean, Holyfield's looking good, and as he roots Rutherford up off the top, spins him around.
And Corey keeps the throttle pinned up against the outside wall, waiting for traffic to get by. That is rather unfortunate.
Honestly, that is, I mean, you don't want to turn somebody like that, but trying to root somebody up off the bottom is pretty much what it's going to take here tonight, because it is a catfishing sort of racetrack with this setup in this truck.
Behind them, Tyler Berger trying to hang on to second, but Joshua Rutherford is here. Now to the inside as Berger slides up the track on his own accord. And Joshua Rutherford will take over the second position as Berger quickly down to cover off Ellison.
Interesting. We'll see if Joshua has anything for Holyfield here.
Yeah,
Holyfield has looked really solid.
And a half, but you're right. Holyfield now is going to be facing an obstacle. The same situation he was just in, but now Rutherford is fighting to stay on the lead lap, and Holyfield will be trying to maintain the lead with Corey's brother trying to close this gap.
Ellison,
quite a great position.
Ellison continuing to move up here. Ellison up to third, gets around Berger fairly easily. That was good work there by the 55.
Oh, and Berger slammed into the back of Ellison, and Zittel piles in as well. That could have been a lot worse.
Here's another look at the 10. Looking right back at the bumper of the 15, Chiquita Banana. I mean, he doesn't have to force the issue here. He's only got 10 laps. Those are going to click off really quickly.
As Tyler Berger just went for a spin. Berger going to drop from 4th down to 7th, and now he'll slam the outside wall into 3. And Gary Clark will get by.
It's good to see this outside line working fairly decent here for Holyfield. Wasn't sure how viable it would be, but Holyfield is making it work.
All of the All-Star race drivers were allowed to practice with the open drivers, so they've all gotten some practice, but this is good actual racecraft experience for these drivers, and they're going to need it. As the highest starting driver, whoever wins this stage is going to start 17th. So they'll need to know how to make passes. Paul Ellison is working over Joshua Rutherford right now as Austin Holyfield is trying to get through on Corey to put him a lap down.
Ellison made a little mistake. He was getting right underneath of Joshua there for a moment. And both of them closing in on Holyfield here. Only a few laps to go. If push comes to shove, Holyfield might have to apply the bumper yet again.
Certainly not intentional the first time. This time around, it might be. He was about to be in a Rutherford sandwich here. 3 to go.
Joshua just not quite close enough to really take a stab at it.
He's about to be, though. He's really chipping away at it. 2 to go.
Oh, little bobble up the racetrack for Holyfield.
Oh,
There's
Joshua
a sandwich.
trying to take a bite. 1 to go.
How hard is a 64 going to send it here? Oh, he really...
going to open the bottom up. And it's going to be good enough. Holyfield will take it. Woo! Caution is out, and Austin Holyfield is going to the All-Star race.
Holyfield looks solid from the very beginning. I think it took Ellison and Rutherford just a little bit to kind of get really going there, but once they did, they had a lot of speed, just very difficult to make passes here.
We got a rowdy bunch in the chat. Want to get to everybody before we get back going green here. Dark 765 looks like cheering for Jordan Jorno. Jordan will be in the All-Star race a little bit later. Jordan also in the chat. Joshua Rutherford now will take the lead. He's in the chat. John K, Robin Matichek, Matt Schlosser, Tyler Bergert, Eric Breeding, Bailey Matichek, Lisa Kelly, Andy Ducato, Matt Schlosser, all in the chat hanging out with us as well. So hello to everybody. Quite a few of those folks that we just named will be in the big show a little bit later on. To note as well, drivers that are eligible that will not be racing tonight. Of course, Ryan Dye and Nathan Reynolds. Also, Steve Roman and Zach Lockett will not be racing this evening either. Green flag is out. Joshua Rutherford and Paul Ellison now side by side as Ellison tried to turn down. Got a little bit loose. Now he'll fight to hold on to second as Joshua Rutherford is out to the early lead.
Whoa!
Whoa! That was close.
Yeah, that was Zittel and Ellison nearly making contact. Brian Mitchell was gone for just about an entire lap. He finally comes back into frame here.
Ellison now with his sights set on Joshua Rutherford. Joshua opens the door just a crack. Ellison trying to rotate there on the bottom. Not the easiest task out of turn 4, but door to door for the lead.
Oh, and Ellison spins it!
Man.
Wow, he made the move and he was clear and then spins it on the bottom of 4. That is what we will see once you really start pushing the issue here.
So Joshua Rutherford now with Kyle Zittel behind him. Jack Watts there in third. And Gary Clark is going to go around at the start-finish line.
I mean, part of this is tire wear. These drivers have been on this set of tires and will be for presumably this entire All-Star Open race. Although I do think Corey Rutherford came down and took tires, but he is a lap down. Maybe he's thinking he'll get a wave around at the next caution and have fresher tires than everybody else, maybe?
I mean, that's certainly a thought. This track is just so short, and the pits are in the exterior, so it's easy to get lapped here, even under caution.
Shout out to Ryan Dye in the chat. He's cheering on the 13, but I think 13 is race control here.
Yeah, that's another thing. Garrett Rainey, I believe, gave up a spot in the All-Star race to be race control for the evening, so he will also not be competing, to the best of our knowledge anyway.
Here is the Wisconsinite. Kyle Zittel trying to run down Joshua Rutherford to earn a spot into the All-Star race. He's got just about 15 laps to do so. And both of them kind of making a couple of mistakes here and there.
Well, they'll have lap traffic ahead in the form of Gary Clark. Corey Rutherford not too far up the road either. Really, nobody's too far up or back on the road here. It's a quarter of a mile. But passing proving to be a premium here at the Slinger Super Speedway. We'll see how Joshua Rutherford will attack on Gary Clark. It'll be 11 to go in the stage this time around, and Rutherford's gap is almost doubled back to Zittel in the last lap. As Rutherford now will take his brother out of the lucky dog position and put Gary Clark a lap down.
Yeah, and Kyle, even before they got to Gary here, Kyle was kind of losing some time to Rutherford, so looks like Joshua has just been really smooth with it on this run. Kyle might have burned it up a little bit. Oh, and Clark is going to go for a spin. Oh, he saves it.
Little slide and save. And that will take him out of Jack Watt's path.
Corey
Watt's
was
riding
hoping
in
that
third.
Yeah, Corey was hoping that he was going to stay around for a little while, but still about 6 seconds behind, trying to catch Gary to get himself a wave around. Little battle brewing here between Mitchell and Bergert. Bergert gets underneath the 78. 78 pretty high up the racetrack. Bergert will clear for a moment, but then makes a mistake. Look at this side-by-side action.
Two laps to go in this stage at the stripe. Lead is shrinking, but nothing to panic about yet for Joshua Rutherford. One more clean lap, and he'll be in the show. And the checkers are out for Joshua Rutherford. Joshua Rutherford will make it to the All-Star race. And I want to correct myself from a minute ago. Garrett Rainey is racing in the All-Star race proper. He's just doing race control for the Open, like Matt mentioned a moment ago.
I was actually right on the proceedings for the night once.
I think so.
Wow. Okay, so it sounds like we are waving Corey around. Gary would have gotten the lucky dog anyways. Alrighty, so stage is set for stage number 3. 2 drivers already in. Joshua Rutherford, Austin Holyfield. That leaves only 7 left to duke it out here.
So Gary Clark just came into the pits. I'm wondering if he's just going to call it a race here. Kyle Little and Jack Watts side by side for the final racing spot. Brian Mitchell a little bit loose there on the gas. Corey Rutherford on slightly fresher tires. See what he can do here. Staring down the remaining field.
Cool. Mitchell and Rutherford leaning on each other there off of 4.
Zittel and Watts able to get a little separation. It's Ellison and Bergert now get it settled. And Rutherford will get clear on Mitchell. Nope, Mitchell back to the inside.
Oh, contact
And
spins Rutherford.
that was certainly interesting. Ellison, meanwhile, going to get clear for second.
Zittel about a second out in front of Ellison. Ellison has looked really solid here tonight, but spun himself off at turn 4 after taking the lead in the last stint in the second stage. So trying to right the ship here and make good on the error there.
Laps to go at the stripe. Ellison trying to chip away here at Kyle Zittel's lead, and he's doing just that. Around a 10th a lap, and that is going to be gone quickly, and it is. Less than a truck length between Ellison and Zittel.
I would imagine this is going to be a pretty tough pass if I had to guess.
I think that's a fair assessment. Ellison's been fighting tooth and nail all night, though. If I'm Jack Watts, I'm cozying in right now with a little basket of cheese curds. Here's Ellison. They're teammates, but it's this is for a spot in the All-Star race. Ooh, Tyler Berger just hit the figure 8 track as Ellison is through to the lead. That was not much of a fight. Ellison is just rolling right now.
I mean, he has looked good all night. He's just made a couple of mistakes that have taken him out of the first couple of opportunities to take the win. If he can stay smooth and strong here, he'll have it.
Gary Clark is on fresher tires here.
So also a lap down currently.
Yes, he is also a lap down, but, I mean, he's still going to be running quick laps here. Clark, 12 laps to go.
Clark going to get to the outside of Watts here. You see how he's able to still roll through the middle way up at the top with the fresher tires. He's clear.
There's some folks taking some notes, I would imagine, for our 150 lap feature coming up. If you're just joining us, Austin Holyfield, Joshua Rutherford have won their stages. They are in the All-Star race. Those are spots 17 and 18 taken. Spots 19 and 20 We go to the winner of the Open here in 7.5 laps and the top vote getter. As Gary Clark's still a lap down, but rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah, he's kind of crowding Zittel a little bit, who's trying to mount a comeback here. Now he's going to get underneath. This is not going to help Kyle Zittel.
No, it certainly is not. Zittel into the next 4 laps has to try and find a way to make up 3/4 of a second. Try and race his way into the show. Ellison will have the slower truck of Brian Mitchell in front of him. 3 to go. Oh, Mitchell pounds the wall and will keep it up on the top side. 2 to go. Final lap of the All-Star Open. Ellison takes the white. And out of turn 4, Paul Ellison will make it into the All-Star race. And your top non-qualified vote getter was the top overall vote getter. And that's your second place finisher, Kyle Zittel.
So Zittel's still making it in even after getting second.
Nice of the folks in the series to rally behind the home track driver. So I think with that, we can officially step aside and send things over, unless we've got... I didn't even look to see if we had people in the waiting room at any point in the race. Not that we would have had any time to interview them, but yeah. So we'll transition things over to the main session, which should be going up here in a couple minutes, and we'll be back with tonight's 10th. Well, I guess it's not the 10th All-Star race, but it's the Season 10, 9 of All-Stars. Here from Slinger Super Speedway. Back in a few minutes.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
And now, our feature presentation.
Well, we're kind of back. We are definitely live.
We are live.
Okay. We are at Slinger Super Speedway. Drivers getting their last moments of practice in before we get into the action for tonight's All-Star race proper. And thinking of the short track guys, of course, this is the All-Star race. It is as unpredictable as it is a thing that is happening. But I mean, thinking of the short track guys, there are obviously a few drivers that probably jump to mind thinking of the favorites in this race.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I mean, John Kay is pretty stout on the short tracks these days. Hayden Palumbo always pretty good on the short tracks. He's got a short track win. Obviously, Jan Van Leer, very good on the short tracks as well. I mean, those are some of the drivers that I'm looking at right now. Josh Matacek, good. Matt Schlosser, also very good at the short tracks. I mean, we have a good list of drivers. Of course, Brody Gunter is just good everywhere.
Oh, I thought you were going to leave him for me. Dang it.
No, I'll let you have a couple more, I suppose. But I think there's a couple of those All-Star Open drivers that have a decent chance at a pretty darn good finish here.
I mean, Paul Elston was rolling really, really well. And with the track temperature starting to come down, the lights are going to come on here at Slinger, I think, anyway. Yeah, it is in the evening, so the track conditions are going to continue to improve. We're seeing a lot faster lap times already in just this little warm-up session than what we saw in practice for the Open earlier. Two drivers sub-12, and of course that is Matt Schlosser and Brody Gunter at the top of the board right now. So waiting for all the drivers to get in here and get settled before we officially switch things over, or rather advance the practice session, as again the starting grid is already set, and we'll be ready to go here in just a couple minutes time. Ryan Dye says he's the favorite to win tonight, and I think you have to play to win. That's my only thought. Otherwise, I would say yes, because historically, Ryan Dye is very good in the All-Star races. I think a first and a couple of seconds, if I'm not mistaken. All of them in quite dramatic fashion. I mean, there was 2 years in a row where he and Michael Dean both finished first and second, just in a different order. And, of course, Dino's had a few weeks off. but I believe was at least supposed to be in the field here tonight. I don't actually see him in the session, unfortunately. But yeah, we'd love to see Ryan Dye back for an all-star race in Season 11 or onward, or really just at any point would be great. Yeah, so I think that's 19 out of 20 we've got in the session, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure how long we will wait. They do have 20 minutes up on the board, and we've got 12 left to go. So I guess we'll wait as long as we need to until we get a definitive answer. I guess in the meantime, let's preview some of the races that we got in the back half of the season. Of course, it's a debut for the Venom Truck Series next week. Portland is where we'll be next week. That will be quite the interesting slate of affairs. Looking forward to that one. After Portland, we go into Kansas. After Kansas, it is Monza. Not the oval, but the proper Formula One Grand Prix course.
Oh, yeah.
Without the first chicane. So
That's the best version.
that is, other than combined, that is the best version. But it's the proper Monza Grand Prix course next week. We go to Legacy Phoenix after that. And then Indianapolis for the final regular season race. And then the final 5 is quite the stretch. Michigan, Pocono, North Wilkesboro, Rockingham, and Charlotte. The final race, the championship race, being the endurance race with double stage points and a 200-lap bill on that one. That is a lot. As not just me, but everybody is hearing the noises of Slinger Super Speedway, I think there's one big difference from the Open to the race proper that we need to be concerned about. Damage is back on. It's back on the menu, and it is a guarantee that you will pick up some kind of damage in this.
Yeah, for sure. Damage being on is going to really throw another wrench, another wrinkle into the night's proceedings here. I mean, you can't just kind of dive it in, and I guess you could, but I don't know it would be very advised at this point or at this juncture. So drivers are going to have to be much more mindful than they were in the All-Star Open. Of course, more laps here to go around as well. So I think the drivers should be able to take care of each other here. We saw actually a fair bit of side-by-side racing in the Open that was pretty darn good. So I think we're expecting more of that here tonight.
Just to point out as well, for the damage side of things, lots of, it's a local short track. There are lots of openings everywhere. There is not a straight or concentric piece of wall at any point around this circuit. Really, the only flat section of wall is right in the death zone in turn number 1. On the high side, it flattens out right where you might get right hooked into the outside wall. So if you hit that, you are probably done. So that's just something to keep in mind. I guess that outside wall is Pain City. So maybe we're just running the whole thing out here. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe we are waiting for Michael Dean, in fact, because he's the only one that is not in the session thus far. But of the drivers that have turned laps right now, Brady Gunter is quickest. Matt Schlosser. Jordan Jornell is the only other driver to go sub-12. And then, like you mentioned, looking at short track drivers that had to transfer in from the Open, Austin Holyfield right now, 4th quickest. Joshua Matacek, local short track guy. Normally with the dirt, though, Matacek will go 5th quickest at the moment. Slinger Super Speedway. Again, a quarter of a mile, 33 degrees of banking. It was the first quarter mile or under track, or rather quarter mile or larger track, to turn a sub 10-second lap anywhere in the country.
It is, it's quite the spectacle, I'm sure. Obviously never been there in real life, but it would certainly be something to see. I think maybe in our exhibition live somewhere, I think there might be like a non-super speedway but called super speedway doubleheader night we could maybe look towards at some point maybe a little Nashville Super Speedway and Slinger Super Speedway doubleheader. That would be quite the interesting night, I believe.
Yeah, that would definitely be something. IndyCars at Slinger.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, oh dear, is right. Nate Ziefker did try to pay me to put Slinger on the Truck 200 schedule for season number 3, and I had to politely tell him absolutely not a chance in hell that we were going to do that. Like you mentioned earlier, and John K. made a comment about it in the chat, that we did have this on the schedule, I believe, for season number 8 as the All-Star race. They couldn't find a setup that worked. They couldn't make a setup that worked. Tonight we paid somebody to make the setup. They've been working on it all season long. And like you mentioned earlier, I'm pretty happy about it. It proved to be pretty versatile in the open. You were able to make up passes, but, you had to treat the truck right, and that is a big key to victory, especially now that the damage is on. You really got to kind of tiptoe your way around here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't just be sending it too hard on the top. I mean, it's very hard, or it's very easy, I should say, to get tight and just absolutely slam the corner, especially off of 4. 4 really comes up on you quick. So, I mean, if you're going to try and go side by side, run that top lane, you have to be very, very mindful when you are up there. So, yeah, I think the damage factor is going to come into play maybe a little bit more even than one might expect, even though I would fair to say a lot of folks would expect it to come to bite them, but I think maybe even more so than you might think.
So we've had 6 All-Star races. 3 of those All-Star races have been won by drivers who have not taken a victory proper in the Venom Truck Series. The first of those was Michael Dean. Zach Lockett was next, and last season, in quite dramatic fashion, it was Eric Breeding in potentially the craziest finish we've ever had on the channel. I mean, we've had a lot of crazy ones. That has to be right up there with literally Josh Freed on top of Breeding, and also Breeding kind of in the air, and then Ryan Dye in a close third, but with all 4 tires on the ground. That was really, really something. So... But, yeah, that's a 50% win rate for non-points-paying winners. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase that. The other All-Star races, of course, have gone to the drivers with 7 series championships between them: Nathan Reynolds, Ryan Dye, and John Kay. So that's quite the bill there. And I think we're just going to run this out. We got 4.5 minutes left. So, yeah. Would hate to advance it early and have, Michael Dean come and say, oh, hey, I was 1 minute away from joining. As Matt Schlosser just disconnected. Hopefully he'll be coming back here soon. But, yeah, 150 laps. And just the regular amount of cautions. Caution laps are going to count. They were always supposed to count for the feature. That was just going to be an all-star open thing that they didn't count, but luckily we only had the 2 staged cautions and 1 caution for incident. Something tells me we'll definitely have more than 1 caution for incident here in this race. Just watching these drivers. There's more grip out there now, which is nice, but everybody is still slamming and banging off of each other all the way around here to try and get themselves planted on the bottom of the track.
Since we have had quite a bit of time and we're kind of running out of things to talk about here maybe before we get started, Hayden Palumbo is on the screen right now. I received a message earlier today. Actually, I think it was maybe last night while we were racing. I can't remember. Or late last night. Asking me to send him the quote-unquote spicy chips that I brought to the Bristol Bash, or the Bristol Takeover, I guess you could say. The kitchen, Tommy, you'll appreciate this. The kitchen cooked Louisiana style chips.
Oh
is
my
what he
God.
that is what he was referring to, and
That's crazy.
Anybody that is around the Midwest and has had those before, you know just how good they are. And he says, hey, could you, would it be possible for you to send me some of those spicy chips? And so I think we're going to link up, and he's going to get sent a box of some kitchen-cooked chips. So, yeah, I thought that was a nice little tidbit, especially since we're in the Midwest here tonight at Slinger.
Wow, that's really cool. They used to literally make the chips around the corner from my house growing up. So that's really neat. Shout out to Kitchen Cook. I'll always stand a Kitchen Cook chip. So, yeah, that's cool that they've made their way all the way down to Bristol and be making their way down south even further. We got 2 minutes left. Here's a look at some things that are coming up on the channel. Thursday night, the Daredevil series off Wednesday. So we'll see you again in a couple weeks at Dover. Thursday night, Max v. Cincione Designs Truck Series will be on the air at Darlington. And like we mentioned just a moment ago, next Tuesday we will make our Venom Truck Series debut at Portland. So we'll hope to see you there for that one. Some things coming up a little bit further down the road. If you're saving dates, save this one. It will be a sort of an invitational race in a couple months' time, December 6th. That is a Saturday night. We'll start sending out some invites soon and see how many people we can get to show up. But that will be our kind of last full-time hurrah broadcast. Kind of, because the Venom Truck Series will still be on the air at that point, but we'll be just about wrapped up with all of our obligations. And to point out as well, Friday night, starting November 7th, is the Dirt 200 Special. NASCAR trucks on dirt ovals, co-sanctioned by Truck 200, the Dirt Track and Sim Racing League, and Special Stage. So if you want to be a part of that, come join our Discord. Link is in the description, and we will get you pointed in the right direction for that. Well, the time for talk is just about over, thankfully. I did not realize we were going to be doing 20 minutes of filling. Otherwise, I would have had something more poignant to say, I think. So, with that, we will get ready to go All-Star Racing. It's the Venom Truck Series Night of All-Stars from Slinger Super Speedway. And this is how they will roll to the green flag here this evening. The driver that drew the pole is out of London, Ontario, Canada, Jeremy McKinnon on the front row, with the 13 of Garrett Rainey out of Fayette, Alabama to his outside match. Schlosser out of Frederick, Maryland, the reigning series champion, starts in third, with Wichita Falls, Texas's Andy Poliski in truck number 32, starting in fourth. Row number 3 is Hayden Palumbo out of Dothan, Alabama, truck number 35 on the inside of Andy Ducato, another Wisconsin native out of Shawano, in truck number 02. Josh Frade in truck number 39 out of Saturn, Pennsylvania, starts to the inside of Newcastle, Indiana's Chad Stearns on row number 4. Josh Matichak out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, in truck number 60, lines up to the inside of San Pablo, California's Jan Van Leer in truck number 5. Michael Dean out of Hartsville, South Carolina, is scheduled to start in the 11th position. Does not look like he has made it to the grid, so that will shuffle things a little bit. But scheduled to be on the outside of row number 6 out of Crossnore, North Carolina. That is Lucas Carver in truck number 89. Last season's All-Star Race winner out of Van Sant, Virginia. That is Deputy Sheriff Eric Breeding in truck number 26. In Starkey, Florida's Brody Gunter. Fastest in practice will line up in P14 in truck number 01. John Kay out of Petoskey, Michigan, starts in truck number 2 in the 15th position. Jordan Jorno out of Leamington, Ontario, Canada, in the 84, starts in 16th. Then it is your transfers from the All-Star Open. Austin Holyfield in truck number 10 out of Seminary, Mississippi, starts in 17th. Joshua Rutherford out of Omaha, Nebraska, in the 18th position in truck number 64. Paul Ellison out of Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, now will line up in spot number 19 in the 55 truck. And Brown Deer, Wisconsin's Kyle Zittel, the decent one, rounds out the field. Lights are off. Pace truck is already in, and we are about ready to go. 150 laps. The Venom Night of All-Stars Season 10 is underway. Early lead for McKinnon. They are banging doors all the way through the field. Get Rainey way off the pace there on the top side. Drops back a couple of positions now to 5th. Or rather to 4th.
Oh, there goes one.
It's Eric Breeding, I think. And we are under caution. I'll tell you this much. My timing and scoring is all messed up because it did not clear out the drivers from the All-Star Open. So I got to close all my software real quick. But that is our first caution of the night.
Yeah, for anybody curious, as you saw the starting lineup go through as well, was not even close to correct. That is because it was a preset starting lineup, and I think the results from practice kind of made a mess of that. So you could disregard that. I hope you were listening to Tommy Cook.
That'll be the one and only time anybody ever says that. Okay. Garrett Clark in the chat. Appreciate it. As John K. claims that caution.
So K will move to the back.
He's only got 145 laps to try and make up the positions lost.
I think he's got plenty of time.
Now, those laps can click off pretty quick here. But, you know, we're not done with the crashing yet. Bill doubles up. Pace truck is off. And McKinnon is going to fire from the middle of the backstretch. Whatever works, brother. McKinnon to the lead again. We're green here on lap number 8. Palumbo clear on Poliski.
Oh, we're 3 wide here going into 3. This is
boy.
Freed, Rainey, and Josh Matichek.
Oh,
whoa!
Freed off the wall into Rainey, and Rainey will save it. Matichek trying to get clear of Rainey on the top side to move up to 6th. As Matt Schlosser in 2nd just clocked the purple lap, and he has got McKinnon in his crosshairs.
Boy, it is a hornet's nest from about 4th on back here.
Oh, Lucas Carver is out of shape. As he just got the bumper from Gunter trying to save the truck. Gunter is trying to move up positions here quickly. While Schlosser is trying to look for a way through on McKinnon, a little out to inaction for the 04. McKinnon is loose into 1. You don't want to start heating up these rear tires.
We got a major traffic jam happening in the middle and the back of this pack, but Matt Schlosser single file here working on the race lead.
Oh, Stern Zittel. Oh, my God. It is a parking lot. Brody Gunter was nearly upside down. As we wait to see if there are any meatball flags dished out, and I think Gunter is one of them. That thing is gone up.
I was going to say, there's a lot of smoke coming out of the 01. I believe that is...
Wow.
Is there a faster pair here in the Open?
No, there is not.
Or in the All-Star race? Okay.
There is not. I'm pretty sure we had one last season. Not sure why that went away.
Especially here.
Yeah. It'll come at the detriment of Gunter, who was looking to be the man to beat, but got a bad draw. Let's take a look at this quickly.
Let's take a look. It's already happened there. Let's go further back. I think it might start around Stearns. Oh, and Rainey and Ducato make contact. I think Rainey had a bobble up at the top of the racetrack and had to slow up a little bit. Ducato gets into his right rear. And Rainey comes down into Gunter, and oh my goodness, that was Gunter you mentioned was nearly upside down. It's a miracle he even landed on all four wheels.
Back to green. Good start for Schlosser. He'll hang on the outside here, and McKinnon. Because they're still side by side pretty much all the way through the field. A couple drivers getting a little loose, getting a little tight.
Palumbo.
A little bunched up.
Yeah, Palumbo and Poliski looked like they both just about wrecked each other there. Made contact on the front stretch.
Oh, Schlosser wiggles and goes straight into the outside wall. He will certainly have some kind of toe damage. They're spinning behind him. One driver off into the pits. Goodness gracious.
That was Jorno. Jorno went straight through the pit entrance right into the wall. I think his race is over.
It definitely is. I mean, he got forced off the track at literally the worst spot. That is his race over. Schlosser going to be battling some toe damage, I would imagine, as McKinnon is back to the lead. They're stacked up behind Carver, and now the Hualt 17 is loose nearly around. Nice save for Zittel, but it'll drop back to the 17th position now, as Jorno and Gunter are out of the race, and at ENS for Michael Dean. Stearns and Freed, teammates battling hard side by side. Freed up into the wall is going to give Stearns the spot.
John Kay trying to work his way back through the field after causing the first caution. He's up into the top 10 now.
That was quite the sequence there. Catch our breath a little bit. Still 124 laps to go. Lap 27 on the board right now. Making lap 28. As Stearns is catching McKinnon once again. I know it's an exhibition race. I can't believe McKinnon's here. He hates short track racing, even though I would argue he's pretty darn good at it.
Yeah, pretty decent at it. I mean, this is a little bit of a different animal than we typically go to on a short track, so maybe enjoying this one a little bit more than usual, but Matt Schlosser, a very good short track racer in his own right, trying to run down the 12 once again, even with the damage.
McKinnon enjoys leading, and McKinnon enjoys winning. He is definitely leading right now. Oh, problems for Josh Freed. He is around backwards, and the caution is out. Freed running in 11th. And sounds like over the radio he may have had some help from his teammate. Unless that was Stearns just lamenting about how difficult this is overall.
So let's take a look at Jorno getting forced onto pit road here.
That's really a shocking sight.
Jorno there in the 84 High Rock truck. Oh, and I think it was Carver that went for a slide. Man, that is a bad way to go out. That is very frustrating as a driver to go out that way. And then here's Carver, or excuse me, Josh Freed. I'm going to get these two mixed up all night. That 39 certainly looks like an 89 to me. And there's the self-spin for Freed.
Back to green. McKinnon fires much better this time and will have free choice into turn number 3. Schloss with his hands full. Poliski to the inside. And Schlosser starting to struggle with some drive off. It looks like Poliski's got the inside here. If anything, just tying him up so McKinnon can get a little bit of a lead. Check and Van Leer side by side behind them as Schlosser is clear now. Poliski side by side with Palumbo as Hayden. Oh, big shot from Matacek up to Jan.
Whoa, and then more contact between the two of them.
Yeah,
Oh, and Carver just about got the worst of it.
Yeah. That's short track racing.
That's something.
Vonacek gonna try and get some wheels here and get on out of Dodge as JBL around the outside getting cleared back on Carver.
Yeah, JBL is flirting with the outside wall there, but running it tight and perfect right now.
And Jan knows how to surf the chaos of these short track races. Winner at Five Flags earlier this season. Winner of a couple of other chaotic short track races, to say the least, at Martinsville and North Wilkesboro. Whoa, Paul Ellison is around. The caution is back out. Ellison taking a little slide through the grass, entering turn number 1. He'll drop from 13th down to 15th.
And we see the car inside camera for Ellison. I want to mention that if you have a direct drive wheel with any sort of fairly high force feedback, this track is a bit of a workout. I mean, you are really turning the car basically all the time. There's quite a bit of force coming through that wheelbase. It's a bit of a chore to get around here, and then you have to be able to do it well at the same time. This is not really an easy task by any means, even just to ride around and be any sort of competitive. Oh, and Ellison, I mean, he spun out, started to spin at the start-finish line. I mean, he was well through the corner, and that thing was sideways that entire time.
Double up once again, lap 48 going up on the board this time. McKinnon fires in the middle, 3 and 4, and is loose. Here comes Schlosser, 3 wide for third. Oh, and Carver spun by Kay. Caution is out as Carver saved it. I tell you this much, this is why we run manual cautions at the short tracks. If every little dink and dunk spin got a caution like that, we'd have, I don't know, 28 cautions at a short track.
Okay.
Anyway, that was a great save by Carver.
Yeah, let's take a look. This is the start. There's McKinnon with a tough restart there, and there's Kay into the back of Peterson, but kind of helps him get straightened back. Excuse me, Carver. Boy, that's the first time that's happened this season. But it helps him get straightened back out. But, of course, as you mentioned, the really pretty unnecessary caution had already flown at that point.
Well, that saved McKinnon's bacon, because there was no way he was escaping with the lead after spinning the rear tires there on that restart. So he's still the leader at the time of the caution, and Schlosser will again pull up to the outside.
Yeah, he'll have another shot at it to get it right this time.
He's been firing from the straightaway. Elected to go from 3 and 4, and he'll do it again this time. Much better. Schlosser, good exit, though.
Poliski, nice through the middle as Palumbo gets tapped from behind. Palumbo's around.
And that is a caution. And that is going to be big-time damage for Palumbo, who got caught up in the whirlwind there of Monacek and Jan Van Leer battling door-to-door.
Palumbo in front of the crumble cookie number 60 here. Jan Van Leer to the inside of the 6-0 as well. There's not a whole lot of love lost between these two tonight so far.
Now, these are two of our most hyper-competitive drivers, especially on the short track.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there through 1 and 2 from the 5 to the 60, and the 60 comes up the racetrack, tags Palumbo.
Anyway. We'll try it again. Lap 58. Getting decent firing that time. Schlosser doesn't get away very well. Matacek and Jan right back to battling. Poliski to the inside of Schlosser here for second.
Poliski's looked pretty solid here.
Your open drivers are starting to creep up into the picture. Joshua Rutherford and Austin Holyfield not too far behind.
Yeah, Rutherford turned his camera on here late. He's back there in that green 64. We'll keep an eye on him here as we watch the battles unfold. The 5 and the 60 still going at it.
Oh, and Stearns into Matacek that time as Schlosser got
and nearly got into him again.
Oh, man.
That allows Joshua Rutherford to gain a couple of spots here. He's to the outside of Stearns.
Meanwhile, Poliski with a slider on Schlosser to take over second. So Poliski up to P2. Schlosser fading now with Jan Van Leer right behind him.
Boy, things are starting to heat up.
Yes, they are. Rutherford, Stearns, Matacek under a blanket. 3 wide.
Wow,
Rutherford
look
trying
at that.
to shoot the gap around the outside.
Rutherford's getting pretty good drive through the middle. He's able to turn a lot better there on the top than I thought he'd be able to. Still doesn't come out on top of that battle, but doing a nice job on the top side here. And here comes Austin Holyfield.
What's the point of having the banking of Talladega if you're not going to use it?
Holyfield. And he tags the outside wall. Holyfield, another open qualifier. A couple of them battling side by side now.
Rutherford caught a slanted part of the wall, which just means that he hit the outside wall because there's not a straight piece of wall anywhere around the track.
That would look too uniform, Tommy.
No, yeah. It certainly would.
Boy, we are 3 wide. For a moment there, way at the back of the pack, Palumbo, K, and Zittel were all 3 wide. That was for 13th.
Garaney has towed. And Andy Poliski is catching Jeremy McKinnon. And he's bringing Schlosser and Jan Van Leer with him. Although last time around, McKinnon answered the call and was a little bit quicker. But that gap was shrinking before that. This time it's Poliski by 0.2. And it's just a few truck lengths between the top 2.
McKinnon flirting with the wall there out of turn number 2. Go on board with Schlosser as he seems to have found his footing again. He was on the slide there for a moment. Was able to get his rhythm back here. Is now trying to take it to Andy Poliski.
Halfway home in 17 minutes and 10 seconds. Our pre-race might end up being longer than the actual race proper.
Well, I mean, that's about how every big sporting event goes. I mean,
Yeah.
the lead up to the Indy 500 is just about as long, if not longer, than the actual race itself. So why not here tonight?
And this is more important than that, of course.
Exactly.
Stay tuned for our 3-hour post-race. Presented by DealDozForFree.com.
Okay, I just about lagged out of the session myself, but we're back.
Oh, good. Jeez.
Holyfield
It's been that kind of race.
Yeah, for sure. Holyfield and Stearns battling here. Holyfield has continued to look good. He has left his open qualifier counterpart, Joshua Rutherford, in the dust here And he's gotten around Chad Stearns. Holyfield up into the top 5.
Holyfield is rolling and rolling the middle. Problems for Lucas Carver, and he has crashed into the pits. He is out of the race. Oh, McKinnon is... What has happened to Jeremy McKinnon? From the lead, he's back to third after hitting the outside wall. John Kay is into the pits. What is going on?
What is happening?
I have no idea.
I hope there wasn't issues, blinking and connection issues like I just had.
I have no clue. But Carver, Kay, and McKinnon all within 3 laps of each other, all with issues. 2 of them out of the race. McKinnon out of the lead. Andy Poliski now leads it.
This is the replay of McKinnon. Oh, and he goes for a huge slide into turn 3 and pounds the outside wall right next to pit exit. Let's take a look at what happens to John Kay here as well. And I think Kay just gave up. I think he just wanted to give us something to watch.
Well, fair enough.
I'll tell you who else is giving us something to watch. That's Austin Holyfield working his way through this one. Now to the outside of Jan Van Leer. This would be to get up to 4th. And he has been working the top side beautifully. The 10 up to 4th now.
Started in 17th. Poliski been able to maintain his gap over Matt Schlosser, 0.7 of a second. They're both still pulling away from McKinnon. McKinnon about to have his hands full with the fastest driver on track.
Further back in the field, pretty tight here. Joshua Rutherford, Andy Ducato, Paul Ellison, Hayden Palumbo, Kyle Zittel all right here together. Josh Matacek not too far in front of them either.
2 Wisconsin drivers, Ducato in 9th, Zittel in 12th.
This is the live look at Ellison working the wheel here. Just trying to be as smooth as possible here on the bottom, but not a lot of spots for him to go. He was right up to the bumper of Joshua Rutherford there for a moment. Joshua Rutherford also running a... Oh, his Matacek goes for a spin.
Oh, boy. I don't know how he got out of that one. Oh, he's not out of it yet. Oh, Palumbo gonna give him a little kiss of the bumper there.
That is a freight train rolling through.
Yep. And his Matacek is moving back. His teammate is moving forward. He has caught Jeremy McKinnon.
And Holyfield has not given up this top lane. He is making it his bread and butter here tonight.
McKinnon trying his best to hook the bottom there in 3 and 4, but Holyfield doing a nice job here on the middle top. And he will soar past down the backstretch. Oh,
Whoa!
McKinnon tries to move up and loses the back end of the truck. And now we'll lose 2 more spots. Jan Van Leer and Chad Stearns go by. McKinnon is back to 6th. And Holyfield, with 48 laps to go, is up to 3rd, 3.5 seconds back from the race leaders.
And all of a sudden, Matt Schlosser about within a second of Andy Poliski.
Lap times have swung back in the favor of Schlosser, and lap traffic is ahead. That will certainly to collapse these two together just a little bit.
Holyfield also ran a 10th faster than both of these drivers the last time around. Another 10th that time, 2/10 up on Poliski. So Holyfield is absolutely rocking, and the caution is out.
Hayden Palumbo around on the front stretch down in the figure 8 section. And boy, does that change things.
Boy.
I think Palumbo is not meatballed, but maybe is calling it a night regardless.
Oh, some people coming down pit road hoping they don't go a lap down here.
Ducato, Matacek, Breeding.
I don't think they're going to have a choice but to go a lap down.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Joshua Rutherford also in. So they will get rolling.
They did wave folks around in the open. I don't know if that is going to be procedure for the proper All-Star race as well.
Oh, Palumbo will get out in front. Does Ducato? Matacek in Breeding certainly did not.
Here is the incident for Palumbo. And yeah, just loses it out of 4. Seen that from a few drivers here tonight. No surprise. That's an easy one, easy mistake to make there.
So the field is doubled up without the pace truck. They waved off the start. I'm not sure the pace truck is going to come off, but it would be off here anyway, so we'll see how this is going to go. Austin Holyfield up to 3rd. He's been the man on the move. Schlosser and Poliski on the front row. Poliski has control to the inside of Schlosser. And the drivers are just as confused as we are, I think.
mean, it looks like Barney had the green flag. Here we go. Now we're going green.
Yeah. Anyway, back at her way. Good start for Poliski and Schlosser. Holyfield is clear for 3rd.
Schlosser getting loose there on the top. Holyfield finally clear, able to get back to the top line that he likes.
I mean, this is setting up perfect for the 10 truck. Had to work through that gap, but that gap is gone.
Poliski shuts the door on him.
Schlosser clear to the lead. Poliski down back to 2nd. Where can Holyfield go? He'll go to the top to try and get around Poliski. Has to roll out of it, not to crack the wall.
Further back, Jan Van Leer, Chad Stearns getting after it for 4th here.
They've got Paul Ellison knocking on the door right behind him. Stearns trying to get up into the mix now. Top 4 basically nose to tail through 3 and 4. This has been Schlosser's first laps led. Was contesting Jeremy McKinnon, but never got past him. Oh, Holyfield sailed it there into 1.
Yeah, Holyfield's run seems to have subsided just a little bit, maybe due to a little bit of that dirty air from Poliski in front. No longer clear track in front for the 10. Maybe also just trying to find that rhythm again.
Or maybe trying to just stay close enough and keep these tires underneath of him for one big final push on the top side of this track. He's keeping Poliski and Schlosser in sight.
I mean, they are... laps are going to click down quickly here. Less than 30 laps to go now.
Hayden Palumbo is in this mix, but Palumbo is still scored 1 lap down. But he's on much fresher tires, so he should be able to chew his way through these top 4 and get himself unlapped.
And I think Palumbo, I think, is actually 2 laps down.
Interesting. Whoa, Poliski snap loose there out of 4. And Poliski tight and then snaps loose again. Here's Holyfield to the inside.
Yeah, Holyfield abandons the top because he had the run on the bottom, but now not able to get clear. Now in jeopardy of letting Stearns get to the top. Stearns is not going to take it this time.
Laps to go now, 24. Palumbo playing a factor here as he uproots Poliski off the bottom. Stearns underneath of Holyfield.
Yeah, Poliski did a good job being careful with Palumbo there. Here comes
Poliski's
Chad
still
Stearns.
Loose on the power for the 32. Stearns on the inside of Holyfield, still trying to get clear. Is Joshua Matacek also a lap down, but in the mix with fresher tires. Well, Poliski on it into Stearns and hooked around by Holyfield, who will get a shot from Joshua Rutherford.
Yeah, and I think Holyfield took pretty good damage there.
If I had to guess, I would say Poliski. I mean, he was getting loose out of 4. We hadn't seen it out of 2, but no reason if you're not loose on the power out of one turn that you won't be loose on the power out of the other. We'll have to see how these two came together.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go take a look. This is Stearns on the bottom, Poliski on the top. Here we are coming out of the turn. Let's see. Oh, and it looks like Stearns maybe hit the apron and came up the track a little bit. I think Poliski got a little bit loose as well. I mean, honestly, I feel like that was just kind of a case of both of them maybe with not an optimal exit from either party.
Well, we're back to green with 16 to go and 939. All of a sudden have the top 3 spots as Josh Freed is up to 3rd out of nowhere. Austin Holyfield will fight to his outside. But it's Schlosser leading Stearns now with 15 to go.
Stearns about employed the bumper there with the 04.
I think the bumper is very well in play. It's not for points. It's just for pride. 2 winningest drivers of the season going at it here.
Holyfield backed around on the top good. He's able to clear Freed.
Something tells me he was just saving on the last run and it maybe got away from him a little bit. No reason to save now. Coming to 12 to go. Time to go all out. Schlosser trying to hang on to the lead. Stearns scratching, clawing on the bottom. Ten laps to go this time. And it's Stearns by a fender flare at the stripe.
I mean, this is a 5-way battle, really. Ellison not that far behind. If something happens between the top 2, there's no telling what could happen.
When something happens, 9 to go. Stearns is going to get clear. Schlosser went a little bit wide there in the middle of 1 and 2.
Oh, and it forces Holyfield way wide.
Schlosser now with the door open underneath of him. Freed is up to 2nd. Holyfield trying to send it around the top, but now he'll have Ellison challenging him to the inside.
Yeah, this line to Schlosser.
Oh,
the caution is out.
And And it might be Joshua Rutherford, and it is, doing donuts across the start-finish line. Had just gotten back on the lead lap, and I think he'll come out ahead of the pace truck here. Well, we needed overtime, didn't we?
Looks like Rutherford just puts it a little too hard into 3 there. And Palumbo is going to get back on the lead lap here, I think.
So Palumbo will make 10 on the lead lap. But just as he does, Andy Poliski went to the pits, and he has fallen a lap down. So now we're back to 9.
That's peculiar.
You know, it is what it is.
So Stearns, Fried, Schlosser, Holyfield will still be your top 4 here.
And this is a natural green-white checkered. 2 laps to go for the All-Star race. It's Slinger.
Oh, Fried!
Fried is around! Oh, boy.
And Holyfield goes around with him.
Man.
I think Jan may have gotten a little caught up in it as well.
Well, we do have overtime coming up here.
Oh, man.
Let's take a look real quick.
This is Fried trying to get the power down to stick with his teammate. And, I mean, that was a quick turnaround there. Take one more look. Holyfield was right behind him. And Holyfield with nowhere to go. Tries to go down low, but then gets punted by Zittel. I mean, there was nowhere for anybody to go there. So we'll try it again.
League standard 3 opportunities at overtime, and this race is just barely over the half-hour mark. But that will bring us back to Stearns and Schlosser on the front row. Ellison and Jan Van Leer on row 2. How about Kyle Zittel? Haven't mentioned him at all. He's up to 5th, with Joshua Rutherford back to his outside. 10 trucks on the lead lap. First attempt at overtime. Green flag. Stearns clear.
Decent getaway for Schlosser as well. Ellison and Jan Van Leer side by side for 3rd.
To make it official, 1 to go.
Who
what
is
will you
gonna
do for the
send it?
All-Star race win?
Ellison nearly tagged Schlosser. Schlosser going for it.
There's contact to the line. Stearns is going to hang on. Chad Stearns wins the All-Star race at Slinger Super Speedway.
I like the send from the 04, but doesn't take him out.
Little door to door. That is back-to-back checkers for Chad Stearns. One of them points paying, the other one not. As lots of destruction going on around the track.
As there should be after a night like tonight.
As there should be. That is a first career Venom Truck Series exhibition victory for Chad Stearns. And I believe the quote was, "I should have practiced more." My retort is, "You could have fooled me." Oh, God. I know Scott Patton has tried to do full burnout laps in his couple of most recent Max V victories. A lot easier to do it at the quarter mile than it is at some of these bigger tracks.
I think we need to haul the ramps out for the figure
so.
eight.
Well, Paul Ellison's waiting. He's waiting to receive if Stearns is going to send it. Nope, not going to happen. He's going to blow it
There goes
up.
the engine.
Nice. Right on schedule. All right, let's take a look at the full finishing rundown here for the Season 10 Night of All-Stars for the Venom Truck Series. Chad Stearns with his first career All-Star race victory. Congrats to him. Matt Schlosser gave it all that he had other than just straight dumping his teammate. Schlosser will finish in second with Paul Ellison to round out the podium. We'll hopefully talk to all three of these guys in just a second. Jan Van Leer and Hayden Palumbo, good comeback for the 35, back to fifth. Austin Holyfield, man, what might have been. He'll finish in sixth. Joshua Rutherford in seventh. Josh Fareed in eighth. Jeremy McKinnon and Kyle Zittel, the last two on the lead lap in ninth and 10th. 11th for Andy Poliski, 12th for Andy Ducato. Joshua Matacek in 13th, and Eric Breeding in 14th, the final driver running. DNFs for John Kay, Lucas Carver, Garrett Rainey, Jordan Jorneau, and Brody Gunter, an early retiree. So we'll go in search of your podium finishers as we are going to hot swap Paul Ellison real quick into booth 200 because he will get the third place finish here tonight after qualifying in the All-Star Open. Papa Paul back in booth 200. How about it?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing great. Nice to have a sub 40-minute race, and not only that, to see you go plus 15 on the night, man. You had your work cut out for you.
Yeah, I did. I decided to make it really hard on myself in the Open and spin out twice, but it turned out pretty good. And then tonight, I was really just trying to stay out of the stuff. Yeah, I'll just put it that way.
I mean, there was plenty of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Matt, what you got?
Yeah, congrats on the good finish. I mean, you kind of alluded to the couple of errors there in the Open, but despite of those errors, you looked really smooth and really solid through the opening procedure there. Did you have quite a bit of confidence coming into the All-Star race after being able to kind of experience what actual racing is like? In that Open, you got a few extra laps and maybe a leg up there on the rest of the field.
Yeah, I ran about 250 laps in practice last night. Felt pretty good with my speed. Just learning not to get into gas too early and not too much, because too early you push to the wall, too much you spin it out. So I really worked on that and focused on it. And with the way the Open went and just being able to figure out how to set people up and pass them, I had some confidence. So I'm glad it worked out like it did. Once I could get to the bottom, I could make it work. The top I thought was going to work for a little bit, but it just gets your tires too hot.
Well, it's great to get to talk to you once again here tonight. Congrats on the All-Star podium, and let's get some shout-outs in.
I just want to shout out my teammates. Just Suedo teammates, my Alabama gang team. Everybody in Venom, and you and Matt, again, just the biggest shout out for what y'all do for us and the broadcast and everything. Shout out my wife Amy for letting me do this whenever I want to, and Geritol because I'm fixing to go rub some all over myself.
Well, you go enjoy that, and we'll hope to talk to you again here soon.
All right.
All right. Let's talk to your runner-up finisher, Matt Schlosser. Man, I mean, you gave it everything you had there, just short of just dumping Chad, which I'm sure wasn't in the cards for you, but we've seen it before in the All-Star race.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely, I didn't even mean to hit him. I tapped him a bit. definitely did not want to take him out. But on a quarter-mile track, there's only so much pavement you can put your truck. So I was like, I have to send it. I might tap him a little bit, but I can't just like not try. I wish I could have got to his outside because the outside was pretty good, honestly. But I think he had that in mind before I did. So congrats to him. He did a nice job and um, well deserved.
I mean, this truck. I mean, obviously the setup was a lot miles and miles better than it was when we kind of tried to do this a couple of seasons ago. But I mean, this truck seemed to just at the flip of a switch come and go. I mean, it just looked to be quite difficult to have any sort of consistency out there.
Yeah, it was quite difficult. There it kind of had a little bit of a Martinsville feel to it, in my opinion, like where you kind of had to like roll just the right speed, and it was really easy to overdrive, and the exit was really important, but you could really overdo the exit if like it. I don't know. It just the truck felt okay, but if you leaned on the right rear a little too much, it got really angry, and then you kind of had to like cool it down, and um, there was nowhere to hide if there were trucks around you, so you had to kind of like manage that, and yeah, it was you know, I hit the wall a few times. I was lucky to finish where I did because I had some wheel damage, but yeah, it was honestly the figure eight might be easier.
All right, society managers colluding here. What you got?
Yeah, congrats on the good run. I want to point kind of to Eric Breeding's point in the chat here. I think there were quite a few of the drivers that were maybe expecting kind of the worst here tonight. But I mean, honestly, the side-by-side racing with both of the lines was pretty darn good. Was it a little bit surprising to you that the top was able to kind of work as well as it was a little bit, kind of through the middle and then towards the end of the race there?
Yeah, I was surprised. I did not think the top was even going to be a thing. I thought it was all going to be about the bottom. But when I was up front and some Andy Poliski got to the inside, I was like, all right, well, he's probably going to pass me. But I was able to battle him on the outside for a bit, and I was also able to get around Jeremy on the outside. So the outside came in; it was pretty decent. I think yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that because otherwise it would have been probably a lot more smash and bang. We had a couple good green flag runs. Like there was one green flag run where I was like, "Oh, this is awesome! This is great!" And then I was like, "All right, we get it. This is enough. I can't keep going in circles. I need a break because it's honestly pretty almost dizzying here. The lap times are so quick. So it's always good when you want a caution at a short track because you haven't had one in a while. But yeah, it was very racy track. I think the setup was pretty solid and the conditions were good for it.
Well, good stuff here tonight. I know it doesn't pay any points, but congrats on another podium. And let's get some shout outs in once again.
Yeah, thanks to Kyle and all the guys who run the league for putting it all together. Shout out to all the drivers who came out. Congrats again to Chad. And congrats to Paul for the podium finish as well. Can we do a Dirt 200 special plug?
Oh, absolutely.
Please.
All right. Yeah. So we've got, if you're not aware, we've got a dirt track truck, NASCAR truck series coming up on Friday night soon. Triple collaboration between Turn 200 and dirt track announcer extraordinaire Tommy Cook, dirt racing extraordinaire Joshua Matichek, and me, unhinged mad scientist, league admin of Special Stage. So come on in and run with us and have some fun. And yeah, message me or Tommy or Josh if you need an invite. But yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, partner. That was a good plug. We'll maybe we'll put Mad Scientist on a T-shirt for you because that's certainly looking forward to that here in a couple of weeks' time. But in the meantime, we'll hopefully talk to you again next week. It's oh God, we're Portland. We'll definitely talk to you again next week.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for that. That sounds good. All right, thanks.
All righty, now let's see if we can get a word in with your all-star race winner for number 10. It is Chad Stearns on the top of the box here tonight. How about that? Congrats.
Man, that was that was intense there.
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that I think after maybe the second or third caution of the night, the direct quote was, "Man, I should have practiced more." I mean, what changed from lap 30 to lap like 120 when you really made your presence at the front of the field felt?
I really have no idea. I just I think I just got lucky, to be honest with you, because that was definitely different. I mean, I'm on a single monitor, so I can't even hardly see the exit of the turn, and it takes me a little while to kind of get my spots down. But that's probably the biggest thing right there. I found a couple little things on the yellow line down there and just tried to use those, and it worked good enough, I guess.
I mean, whatever gets the job done. Matt, what you got for your all-star race winner?
Yeah, congrats on the great run. I mean, it was an endurance race. It felt like, at least for some of you, I'm sure. I know when I was trying to run some practice laps, I mean, this place kind of beats you up. The laps click by so fast, and I was getting pretty tired after running just 25 laps. I would imagine after 150, it was a test of endurance, I would think, in the cockpit as well.
Yeah, it definitely was. My calves are cramping. So, yeah, and it was you said endurance race, but it felt like a sprint. I mean, I didn't know if I was supposed to be in third gear, fourth, second. I had no idea. It was just, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it definitely feels like it beats you up.
I'm sure you're not alone in that one. A lot of drivers happy to see the checkered there, but I would say none more than you taking home the exhibition victory here tonight. Congratulations. Let's get some shout-outs in once again.
Yeah, just give a shout-out to 939 Motorsports. Also, Matt, that was a good finish there. Venom Truck Series, and you guys turned 200 for broadcasting. I appreciate it.
All right, partner. Go get you a banana or some pickle juice or something and sort those cramps out. We'll talk to you next week.
That's what I'm going to do. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah. I feel that. I mean, you and I were talking, just ripping practice laps before the Open, man. We were beat. So I can't imagine, especially for the Open drivers, having to do 100 and then 150 on top of that. Man, Paul has to be bent. And Chad, obviously, I'm sure not alone in that feeling either. So that was quite the, like Chad said, a sprint, because that race only went 40 minutes long. But damn if we didn't pack a lot in.
Yeah, we certainly did. I mean, I'm just honestly pretty stoked about how the race proceeded. I mean, obviously, we were going to have our issues. We were going to have our cautions. But overall, I mean, it was pretty darn fantastic. So, I think kind of to Eric's point in the chat, again, is, I know at Bristol, he was like, man, I don't even know if I want to do this. This is going to be kind of a show with another word in front of it, but I'm glad that he enjoyed it. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. It was a fun show. That's what it was. Dare I say that this might be a better venue for a points-paying short track race than maybe a couple of them that we've been to in seasons past. That might sound a little crazy, but I feel like that might kind of be possible. So I don't know. I think it's got some legs and it's got some potential, maybe more so than we originally thought here coming into the night. So shout out to all the drivers that were here and earned their way into the race, either by points, wins, or getting in here through the Open or the fan vote. It was a great time had by all. Shout out to everybody in the chat: Don Golden, Jordan Jorno, Gary Clark, Joshua Rutherford, Ryan Dye, John K, Andy Ducato, Matt Schlosser, Lisa Kelly was here. Let's see, Bailey Monachek, Robin Monachek, Dark 765. I think that was everybody. Tyler Berger as well. Thanks everybody for being in here and chatting during the All-Star race. It was a great time. Hope you had a fun time as well. That was, I think that beat everybody's expectations pretty much on all fronts.
Definitely did. It was a lot of fun here tonight. And again, thanks to all the drivers for coming out and putting on a good show. Hopefully they enjoyed it. It'll be back to, well, kind of business as usual next Tuesday night at Portland International Raceway for the first time in series history. Can't wait for that for a number of reasons. We'll see you here next Tuesday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Between now and then, only one more show on the docket. It is the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday night. That will be live from Darlington. So we'll hope to catch you there in the meantime. Thank you to everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight. Thank you to the Venom admin team. And as always, thank you to Mr. Matt Williamson. That's all we got for you here tonight. Until we meet again from the Slinger Super Speedway, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long and congratulations to your winner of the Venom Night of All-Stars, season number 10. It's Chad Stearns. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.